What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 98 of the Taste Cast, a weekly podcast where we talk about things, react to things, do a bunch of random shit. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Chris.
We got Josh in the house. Welcome back. Always a pleasure. And Chris is back in the spirit realm. So he was cast back by the sorcerers that allowed him to be in the real world for like a week or two. Quick reminders that we are running out of time very fucking quickly. So make sure to download and play Detroit Become Human and Horizon Chase Turbo. Download those, play those. We'll be talking about that this week. Like we got like 3 episodes to put out in the next like 3 days. So stay tuned. It's going to get real fucking busy. And on top of that, we got Game of the Month, randomly picked Final Fantasy X. We'll be picking our new Game of the Month for next month and talking about our experience with Final Fantasy X. And for anybody who doesn't know, I haven't really played this a whole lot in the past. So this will be an interesting discussion because I have a lot to say, as I'm sure everybody else will have as well. So make sure to join us for that and play those games. Come back. We have a Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. And we are on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms if you prefer to listen to us with your ears, because that's where the sound comes in. It goes in other places. We're not going to talk about those places. Yeah, so Tastecast. We start every Tastecast typically with what we've been playing. My list is very short. In fact, I'll just start. I've been playing Final Fantasy X. I'm trying to do that whole, I'm going to use the word appropriately, crunch. Is that what everybody's complaining about recently? Seth playing too many video games? I've been trying to beat Final Fantasy X in time to talk about it fully for Game of the Month, and that's all I've been playing. Sadly, I can't say a whole lot on it because I have to save that for that episode. But yeah, I've been playing it a lot. I think I'm about 30-something hours into it. I think I'm about 2 chapters out from beating it, pretty close to the end. And
you in Alaska?
Yes. And I'm not going to do all the side stuff. I just want to beat it.
You got like a couple, like 2 more checkpoints, really, I would say.
Yeah, I know there's 2 chapters left after that, and I'm sure they're smaller. Yeah, so that's where I'm at, and that's something I'll be talking about soon. Other than that, I really haven't played a whole lot. Yeah, I played a little bit more Detroit Become Human, something else we'll be talking about soon. And yeah, I've just been trying to take care of all those games that we got to talk about soon. I want to have a pretty good opinion. Hopefully, just another real quick reminder that if you guys played Horizon Chase Turbo and you played like a race or 2 maybe, play it a little bit further because some things that kind of unlock as you play it, and it'd be, I think, worth your while to see what the game offers more so, because we'll be talking about that soon. But yeah, outside of that, I really haven't been playing much, but I have been playing something, just only that, which is really weird for me. Another thing I want to throw out there as well, though, I will be picking up Fire Emblem. I did something that I almost never do. So I'm really bad about game comes out, as soon as it's out, I buy it. I'm like, I fucking got to own this, and I'll just buy it, and then I might not get to it later. I'll play it for like an hour, and then I'll come back to it later, whatever, because I got so many games I'm playing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait until I have time to play Fire Emblem to buy Fire Emblem. And that will be after this month. Hopefully we don't get another 40-hour JRPG next month. Because I want to hop back into Final Fantasy 14 as well. Really bad. But join us on Coral servers, the things.
Crystal, Coral, Taste of the Gaming.
Taste of the Gaming, yeah, join us. But yeah, I'm hoping next month I'll have time to really dive into Fire Emblem because that's a game that I'm going to need the fucking time to play. So I will be playing that soon, and it's definitely like top priority on my list. That and Dragon Quest Builders 2. I dabbled in that a little bit like a week ago, and I really liked it. I'd like to play more. It's got multiplayer. I want to play that with fucking people. It'd be very fun. But yeah, so pretty much my list is games I'm planning on playing. Anybody want to?
I literally have an identical list to you, minus Detroit. Instead of Detroit, it was Horizon Chase Turbo. So I played that this week. I did.
Damn, Chris is judging. I don't know what he's judging, but he's doing it.
All of the first circuit to get a feel for that, and then I did a little bit of the second like area you go to, and a couple of the little extra things there. Probably where I'm going to stop, just because I have to get the other 2 games in. So the other one I've been playing pretty much only this week has been Final Fantasy X,
which has been really interesting because I got a head start on you playing it, and I've been taking breaks, of course. But when you started playing it, you were like catching up to where I was at, and then I stopped playing for a couple days, and then you were like just hardcore playing that. and like pretty much me and you were like, well, you're a little ahead of me now, but like
Yeah.
we've been kind of like playing and being at the same part of the game
In strides.
yeah, which has been really interesting because it's like one of the first times I've played a game of that length at the same time somebody else is playing the game at the same time and being at the exact same part. So like I'll walk out and be like, don't recognize that, or I'll see, I'm like, oh, I know where you're at. I was just there. So it's like constantly just changing.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, obviously I can't really talk about Final Fantasy X too much, but
There's a blonde guy in it. His name is Title. There's a soft-spoken lady.
yeah,
There's a dude with a ball named Brutta.
That's his name. That is his name. He's racist.
now you're gonna confuse people because there is someone named Brother in the game.
And he's really he fucking, if you haven't seen it, look up Waka Glare. It's very scary. Throughout the whole game, he's just like smooth face, smiling, just kind of chilling, and then he's like really intense, and all of a sudden he has facial hair, and I was like, what the fuck? Anyway,
Yeah, I don't know. I've been playing Final Fantasy X, so
that it?
that's it.
All right, Chris, what have you been playing?
Well, I've also been playing Final Fantasy X. Not as much of a crunch, but I've been playing it. But I've been playing like Final Fantasy 14, doing some of the new raids, trying to get that gear, trying to level my alt classes. Nothing crazy to report there. I mean, the raids are fun, but they're interesting, and the music is great because a lot of it's like Final Fantasy VIII references, which is fun. I played a good chunk of Civ 6 with some of the viewers last night. That was great. It's long and tedious and everybody backstabbing everybody.
Ugh. So you guys weren't playing as a team? You were just kind of going at it?
It was set up to be free for all, but like some of us made teams and some of us didn't, and then we found out that one of the PCs is already like making a space shuttle. We're also in the Renaissance era, and we just started panicking.
Oh, dude, that's the most embarrassing thing ever. I'll be like still in the Stone Age, and someone's like building cities. I'm like, ah, shit.
Fucking science wind pisses me off.
Yeah. That's why you just gotta go invade them and kill them.
That's what we talked about doing before we quit, because we paused the game. We're like, we're just going to get together and just blow up this country.
They're too advanced. Kill them.
Technology scares us. Destroy them.
Machina, yeah.
And then I've been playing Hearthstone recently, which is really weird.
How's that? You're telling me that's a game you got to spend money to kind of enjoy.
Kind of. I mean, they have like an event going on right now, and I earned a bunch of free like card packs, but like beyond that, they don't come very often. But I've been playing the PvE modes, which are fun because you don't really need cards for those. You can just kind of build decks from a random bucket, as they call it, just a assortment of cards they give you every couple of rounds. And it's fun that way, but it's difficult.
I was wondering how they could do that, because anybody who's less willing or less capable, I guess, of spending the same kind of money as somebody else would be able to do would really make it unbalanced feeling, but also less fun. So
you earn like gold through doing certain like dailies, but you don't earn a lot. It's like 50, and it's like I think it's 200 or 100 gold to get a pack of like 3 or 4 cards.
God, and how many? how much time does it take to get that?
Depends on the dailies and what you're willing to do, and some
like
of them
that
are
answer.
like, play 4 games against players, or
What you're willing to
play
do. That was the
20
scary
different
part.
cards of one class to earn 50 gold.
Okay, maybe I'll have to check it out. Maybe. Anything else?
It's no.
No.
Playing
those long investment games outside of Hearthstone, it seems.
That's me.
All right. And are you you're all caught up and ready to talk about Plus Club games and Game of the Month? You said Final Fantasy X you've been playing, so of course you're ready for that. That is a game that I was kind of worried about with you veteran players of it. You guys have already played it, so you wouldn't. You could just like lie to me and be like, yeah, I played it, and then still be able to talk about it. But, I always have kind of that soft rule of I'd really like us to participate in that month, so it's still fresh. So I'm glad that you guys are playing it. I mean, Chevy's he's going to beat that game, so will I, hopefully, if I get the fucking time. But, so that will lead to a better conversation. So I'm glad you're playing it. And then fucking luckily, one of the 2 PlayStation Plus games was like, you drive forward. Press a button, go forward. which we'll talk about later. Josh, what have you been playing?
I probably have the biggest list.
Oh, I'll bet you do.
I've been playing Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. Is that the
You're
title
playing
for
it.
that?
Just,
Dude,
it's bloodstained.
yeah, I keep wanting to call it Symphony of the Night because it's exactly that.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, and if you're even familiar with Symphony of the Night and you wanted more of it, get Bloodstained. It's the exact same fucking game, just a little bit, just little minor things changed, but it's very, very much in that spirit.
Would you say, in your opinion, that's a good or bad thing, or fine?
I love Symphony of the Night, and I'd say it's a good thing.
It's good.
Because they do change it enough that you're like, oh, okay. But like literally, like the transitioning to castle biomes is the exact same. There's like that filler hallway. You know, the save points are pretty much the exact same. There's teleport rooms, pretty much the exact same. Like it's.
I've heard, outside of the Switch issues and some game breaking bugs that existed, I'm sure are fixed by now, hopefully. That everybody has said that it is exactly that game outside of a couple tweaks and different looking, but they always say that in the best way possible. So
I would say the bosses are a lot harder
yeah,
in Bloodstained.
isn't that the game where the dev said that when you design a boss, you have to be able to beat it with daggers?
Yeah, so every dev that worked on the game had to beat all the bosses with a dagger without getting hit on hard.
Yeah, but I thought they were saying that if they introduced the boss, they have to be able to beat it like that.
Oh.
So kind of like, so as the challenge, it's kind of a thing, but also if they can do it, then people with anything they have should be able to beat it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a beta test. Like, okay, you got to be able to beat it with limited supplies, essentially, because that's kind of their standard of working on the game anyway, which is really impressive. They got a bunch of people, because you don't have to be good at video games to be a developer. You just have to know how to make a game. So it's actually, like, when I read that, I was like, that's impressive that all these guys working on the game are beating their own bosses with daggers.
Yeah, one of the weirdest things about that game, though, is one, there's portraits all over the place, which is like Indiegogo backers or wherever it got backed from. It's those backers there. You can tell. But then there's also like really weird.
You were telling me
enemies.
about this, yeah.
Like some of the enemies, I'm like, how? This is weird. Like, why is this a demon in this castle? I guess it could be anything. You know, a demon could be anything, but it almost seems like it was like a fan made, because there's one that's like a cat, like a 3D cat, halfway out of a portal, and he like swings and bats at you, but he looks like a realistic cat.
Yeah, that's
And
weird.
then there's another one where it's like a terrier head of a dog, and it's like a chain chomp from Mario. It kind of just lunges and bites and shit like that, but it looks real. It looks like more realistic instead of cartoony.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, they're just because you have your standard guys, you know, the skeletons that throw bones in the ark and shit like that, and those you can totally tell were made by the guy who made Castlevania.
Yeah.
But it's those really weird ones. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Like, why the hell is that here? But
Either a weird sense of humor, Easter egg, referencing something. Maybe it's the devs' actual cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Or it could very well be certain backers were able to pay a certain amount to put in whatever kind of enemy they wanted. So that'd be kind of
yeah,
interesting.
so it was just and that's not really a problem for me. Every time I see him, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
But it is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I haven't even seen it, but like every time you describe it, when you said they're like realistic looking, I'm like, that is, you'd have to go out of your way. You wouldn't accidentally go, well, some of the enemies look like real, the other ones don't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I think the weirdest part is that they're coming like out of the foreground or out of the background, out of like a portal, so it's only like half of them. But
maybe they're
playing.
interdimensional from our dimension.
Yeah, I don't know. It's but like every enemy has a shard that you can get from them, so you can get their power. You know, so like or something that revolves around them. So it's like a collection that you can get, and of course they all drop shit. All the weapons are different. They all do different things. So no, it's definitely an evolution to what Symphony of the Night could be. So
Yeah.
I finally finished the Division 2.
Congrats.
I literally haven't. I was at the very. I thought I was at the very end. I was level 29, and then I just had been doing everything, so I was really higher like leveled. So then all these other missions opened up. I'm like, fuck! I just want to do the capital and get this game over with, because they released the Gunner, the new specialty class,
Which I want to try.
and and I wanted to play it, and it's cool. And you just get out a minigun, but like the cool thing about it is when you get it out, you get all the enemies are like, oh, and they look at you because you have a big ass gun.
Yeah.
But then two, to kind of counteract you getting shot up, for every bullet you get, or for every bullet that's in the minigun, when you pull it out, you get like a full percent or 1.5% extra armor.
Okay.
So
I mean, it's essentially a tank class then.
yeah, it
which
holds
is
like
interesting.
150 rounds, so you get like 300% extra armor or something like that. It's a giant chunk. And then when you kill somebody, you get armor while you're killing them.
So you're just mowing people down to stay alive.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. The rest of it is okay. Like the grenades are foam grenades. Like they're nothing like too crazy. And then the rest of it is like not like you get just like damage modifiers for certain weapons pretty much. But there's nothing. The coolest thing about it is the Gatling gun. So, because I mean, like yours was like you make them bleed or something like that with the grenades.
I don't remember. It's been a while.
Oh,
it's been like 5 years.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But anyway, yeah, it's a very basic class. It's just the special weapon is cool. What else? Finished. I beat Detroit Become Human. I never played it when it first came out. So I was really happy that they swapped out soccer for this game at the beginning of the month.
Yeah, it was a very weird situation that happened.
Yeah.
And people were upset either way. So
Yeah. I think we definitely got the better game, in my opinion. But finished that, beat it. It was really cool. I mean,
and you won't be here for Plus Club. Did you play the other one?
No.
Okay. So if you want to vaguely, if you want, grade Detroit Become Human, so people can know your finalized opinion for beating it, you can go ahead and do that as well.
It's one of the few games where I actually have talked with somebody else about it, like with Seth, and we've gotten completely different. Our stories were completely different.
Yeah, he referenced I would say about 3 or 4 different events in the game. He's like, the part where blah 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 happened. I was like, no, and then he started explaining. I'm like, I never saw that.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, and then we talk about something else, and he would say something. And I'm like, never saw that. So it's actually a game that has like some pretty different outcomes that can happen, whereas a lot of games will have like, slightly varied.
It's all branching back into the same vein.
Yeah, for sure.
But this one is actually branches, and then they end. So just for that alone, and you describing stuff that you went through, I was like, I didn't even know that could even happen. I got to give it a A-. I mean, it's just, this game is fucking amazing. The story's good. It definitely caters to repeat playthroughs, because at the end of every chapter you're just seeing all the crap you missed because it has a flow chart of all the things you could do in the chapter, and it's just bing 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 bing, and I'm like, fuck, I missed a bunch of crap there.
And it makes you want to go back and see what could have happened otherwise.
Yeah, and explore everybody's avenues that their story can go. So A-. It was dope.
Yeah,
dope.
It's a high grade. Stay tuned. We will be having Plus Club this week, and we'll be talking about that more in depth. But I wanted to give Josh the opportunity to participate in that.
And then other than that, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I've been really jonesing to kind of get back to it for a long time, and then opportunities presented itself, because other than Fire Emblem, there hasn't really been a game release that I've been interested in a long time. So,
fuck, that's nice. I've had to force myself to not be interested in some games recently.
Yeah. So yeah, this has been I've been enjoying it. I enjoyed it when I stopped playing it when it came out, but it's such a fucking time sink.
It's huge,
and there's so much there. I'm just like, it almost feels. I'm starting to almost get what Chevy is getting when he plays open world games. It's just there's too much.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, across the board, one of its biggest complaints, and I think it's interesting because it's not just like the genre or this type of game, but that game specifically, people are always saying it's too big. And it's a really interesting thing because when I was younger, I was always like, man, one day someone's gonna make a game where you just like can go anywhere and do anything, and you're gonna be able to do all these missions. It's gonna be like gigantic, like bigger is better, blah blah. And as I've gotten older, watching the industry grow and understand game design better, it's not necessarily about more stuff to do. It's about meaningful things to do. Openness is good, variety and choice is good, but you gotta make them rewarding, but also interesting enough. And some games will just offer so much shit that like it's just almost overwhelming. Whereas like in my opinion, like The Witcher 3, I think all the side quest stuff is all really fucking good shit. So the design on that's great, and of course they're making Cyberpunk, so that's a good team to be working on that. But and I played Odyssey for hours too, like many. But when I see people complain about that, I don't know if I necessarily complain about that, but I will never disagree with somebody on that. That game, when I got to like the ocean and I looked at the map, I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I've been playing this for over 20 hours. And I'm like, I was on an island. I haven't felt like that since fucking Just Cause 2 or 3, one of the Just Cause games.
I think it was 3.
Three.
You get off this
start in that
island.
little tiny area.
Well, it's not little tiny,
Oh,
but
yeah.
on the map it is.
Yeah.
Like I'm exploring this place and shit, and then it's like, go to the next island, and I'm going to that one. I'm like, oh shit, that's a little bigger. And then I look up, and there's an island that's like fucking 10 times the size of all of them. I'm like, am I gonna be playing this game that long? Like, how long are they gonna keep me in this fucking game?
That was like, not to stray too far, but in Just Cause 2, we played the demo of that a lot, and it was just in that little desert area.
Yep.
And then I was like, when the game released, I was looking for that area, and it was just this little circle on
Yeah.
this giant fucking map. I'm like, this is wild.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've been, the real reason I've been wanting to play through it is because they got really fantasy-esque with their DLC. One of them's like the Afterlife, another one's the Underworld, and the third one that just released is Atlantis. So I really want to explore those just because it's not grounded in realism. And I want to see what they can do with it. But you have to get up there first to that fucking level. So
When he said Atlantis, for some reason in my head, it almost sounded like he said like Alanis. I was like, Morissette? That's the new DLC.
yeah, but there's a level system you have to get through before you can do that. So I'm kind of grinding it out and enjoying the game. But if I'm worried if anything comes out soon, I'm done. So
You're done, son, forever.
it's easily something I can shelve.
Life over.
But yeah, that's about it. That's all I've been playing.
It's a bigger list. Yeah. I think that's it. Anything else? Let us know in the comments. What games have you been playing recently? Have you picked up anything new? Are you playing Fire Emblem? I'm definitely going to pick that up. But if you're playing it, let me know what you think of it so far. That is also another massive game. What is it, like 40 hours per or 80 hours per school?
It was like 80 per.
Yeah.
Per
I think
the
it's 80
three.
because
Yeah,
they're quoting 200 hours for
The whole thing.
for completion.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Jesus.
But yeah, I can't wait to play that. So let me know in the comments, what are you playing? What do you want to play? What are you going to pick up? What do you think we should be playing? Let us know everything you're thinking about in the comments below.
Do you make your own character in Fire Emblem? I don't remember.
You pick presets.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I would
Pick
say.
male, female, and then they have a look. So
Oh, okay.
I don't know
Yeah,
about
when it
this
comes to this one, I have no idea.
I don't know about this one either.
Yeah, but yeah, this one actually gives you like a choice of like what school you start in, and there's like different characters per school and stuff that all have like, almost like Persona 5-esque like friendship things that you go through, or even other Fire Emblems have similar systems.
Fuck, that's like a 100+ hour game right there. So.
Yeah, so yeah, I just, like I said, I'm just waiting on that one until I have the time to invest, because I'm actually putting a lot of hours into Final Fantasy. So once that's done, I'd like to put that time into another game. I keep eyeing Witcher 3. I want to just sit down and play through that.
You should.
Yeah, and I will, but it's been on my mind. So yeah, so we have 3 videos we're gonna be watching today. Pulled them last minute because There's not really a whole lot going on right now, but first one we're gonna watch is for Oninaki. It is a video for the Demon Battle System. It's a trailer for it. It's 2 minutes long. Oninaki is a game that I believe is coming out, made by the same people who made I Am Setsuna. What is the name of the company, Chevy? Tokyo something?
Tokyo Game Company.
Yeah.
Isn't it out?
Yeah, it might be out already. I'm sure this trailer will fucking tell us. I'm hoping. But anyway, regardless of that, you played I Am Setsuna. What'd you think of it?
Well, I reviewed it on the channel, but
Sure.
I really liked it. It's kind of harkens back to Super Nintendo era RPGs, but I do believe it is made by the guy who made Chrono Trigger, if I'm not mistaken. So it's his company. I did not play the second game, which I can't remember the name. Lost Moon, maybe?
She is Setsuna,
I can't remember now.
the sequel to I Am.
But I did enjoy. It's Tokyo RPG Factory is the name of the company.
We are all Setsuna.
And then this one's supposed to be more of an action instead of turn-based game. I haven't seen a whole lot on this other than like when it was first getting announced. So
Yeah, and shout out to his review for I Am Setsuna. If you're curious about an in-depth review on that, Chevy, I think that's your only review on the channel,
the only
but
review I did, yeah.
you did do that. So yeah, Oninaki is more. It seems like more of an action RPG.
Yeah. And the second one was called Lost Sphere. That's what it was.
That's a sequel.
No, it's just their
It's just their second game,
Yeah, this
gotcha.
is their third game.
Okay, cool. I actually didn't even know they made the second
I
one.
didn't
So
know they made a second one either.
I'll have to look into that. So yeah, anybody have any thoughts on this before we watch this?
I had no idea this even existed.
Well, we're gonna learn of its existence today.
You'll learn today.
You're gonna learn today. All right, everybody
You're
ready?
gonna learn today, boy.
Chris, you ready?
Yes.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and go. Gain levels, enhance demons, customize weapons.
Customize, you say?
Oh yeah, I like the art style.
Beat 'em up.
Yeah, it's the action RPG type game. Enhance your demons. I really like the way it looks.
I mean, I Am Setsuna had a cool look to it as well. So.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
God, another sphere grid.
Yeah, I was like, I love skill trees.
Oh yeah, me too.
It looks a lot more linear.
Especially with choice. Yeah, that did seem linear, but we don't know what advanced or how advanced it may get. Acquire skills with huge variety.
I do like all the different locales.
Yeah. Upgrade and customize weapons. Get weapons from chests and defeat foes. Oh shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy this. I'm already sold. Visit the alchemist to upgrade and transmute weapons. Oboro! Socket weapons with shade stones to give them new effects, so modifiers.
What the fuck was that thing?
It's dead now. Socket multiple shade stones to dominate in battle. Man, I'm digging that this has like the skill tree and customization stuff. That's literally the type of game I would play.
There's a dodge mechanic.
The only thing this game needs is multiplayer.
I was just about to say that.
Well, then it's just Diablo.
Alright. That was the battle trailer with like a lot of seconds left. Pre-order now. Okay, so what do we think?
I mean, it looks cool. I liked I Am Setsuna quite a bit, and the only complaint I really had about it was it didn't have like the depth I would have liked, but it was their first game, so it kind of makes sense. It seems like they have taken strides to add more to the games that they make at this point. I completely missed Lost Sphere, so I don't know the stepping stone there, but in this case, you have socketable weapons, ways to upgrade your weapons in multiple different ways, like by transmutation and stuff like that. And then the combat system is going to be more appealing, I think, to a wider audience, which is good
100%,
for them.
yeah.
So I like the turn-based stuff, but I do realize that's not for everybody. So, but yeah, I mean, it looks cool.
As long as it had all the same like customization, skill trees, and like random weapons and modifications to the weapons, I really don't care if it's action or turn based. That's the stuff that keeps me playing it is the progression and the customization type stuff. So, but I think you really kind of nailed it when you said that it's gonna be more accepted by a wider audience because I think most people can get behind hitting a button and hitting things. It makes sense, and it's not necessarily good or bad, but I think most people can get behind that, whereas some people might be less inclined to want to stare at characters hanging out while you go through a menu deciding what you want to do. So, and that's to each their own, obviously, but yeah. Pretty much agree with everything you said. I think it looks awesome. I've been keeping my eye on it, but this is, I think, the first time I've been really sold on this. And I want to also just throw out there real quick. So I looked it up. It is coming out August 22nd of this year. So very soon. But I will be picking this up 100%. Watching that, I like the art style. I think the action looks fun. I think the enemies look cool. All the stuff they said that's in the game when it comes to progression is right up my alley. Right up, I would say everybody here's alley. I'm playing Final Fantasy X right now, and I've played quite a bit of Path of Exile. I really enjoy skill trees where you can take paths and kind of decide what direction you want to go and how to build your character. And I don't know how deep this one will be, but it looked like there's potential for that in that video. So that was really exciting. But yeah, like I said, I mean, pretty much mirroring what Chevy said. I went from being curious to wanting to buy this game. So I'm excited for it.
This is the first time I've ever heard of it. I knew that whatever that company's name.
Japan Game Place.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Tokyo RPG Factory.
Yeah, I knew they were working on something new. I didn't realize Lost Sphere already come out. But I didn't realize it was that. I'm into that. By the way, they showed a couple of the skill trees. I'm wondering if there's different characters or something like that, just because the skill trees were different.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's by weapon or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But being able to customize your weapons, transmute, do all that jazz, get new ones from loot, it's there for me. So the art style was really fresh and clean looking. And it didn't seem like just a straight up get in their face and just mash buttons, because there's like the dodge mechanic, and there's obviously larger things doing, area of effect stuff. So I always like kind of those games too. It is just hit the button and kill stuff, but you also got to think a little bit. So this game's right up my alley. So come the 22nd, I'll be getting it. Is it only on Switch?
It's on everything.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
I believe there's a demo out for it right now too.
There is.
Yeah. It said play. Yeah, which, fuck, we should try that. So
Yeah.
all right. All right. We're
All
done
right.
here.
I'll see you guys
We're
later.
done here. I'm gonna get up.
Thanks for watching Tastecast. I'm done talking.
But yeah, that's. Like I said, I'll be picking it up. It looks good.
Chris.
I like that the art style kind of lends itself to feeling like a more casual game, but as we saw the more systems, it has like a deeper in-depthness to it, which I really enjoy in games. That sneakiness of like, oh, this looks very casual, but there's very much in-depth and complex systems in place to make it more of an intriguing game. And I'm curious just to see if it's going to be like more story-based, like, because it is made by the people who made I Am Setsuna, and it's an RPG. So I've never played it, but I know it's got a really good story. So I want to get the demo just to see what it's like. I'm not super sold on it, but I am intrigued. It makes me think of like The Secret of Mana or The Legends of Mana, kind of like a newer step in that series.
Yeah, kinda. I can get behind that. What was that music? Did you hear that? Someone's like, wow. I was like,
That was me. There was a big motorcycle that drove by my window.
oh, okay. It sounded like as you're talking, there's like a low bass building. I was like, this is getting scary.
Like a private eye movie.
It's my personal background music.
I will say on a side note, just to kind of come back around to I Am Setsuna, since we are playing Final Fantasy X this month, if it is a story you find enjoyable, I Am Setsuna is very familiar in that regard. So
Yeah. Do we have that on our list?
I'm Sasuna?
Yeah.
I can check.
I don't think we do. Maybe we'll throw it on there. Let us know in the comments if that's a game you'd like us to play, possibly on Game of the Month, because if it goes on that list, doesn't mean we're playing anytime soon, because we got like multiple years worth of games on that list, and it grows all the time. Yeah. Is there anything else you're going to say, Chris?
No.
All right, I'm done. Let us know in the comments. What do you think about Ononaki? Have you played the demo? What do you think of that? Are you excited for this game? Are you not excited for this game? Did you play I Am Setsuna? Did you play the Sphere game?
Lost Sphere.
Lost Sphere. And are you a fan? Are you not a fan? Do you prefer turn-based or action-based RPGs? And yeah, let me know everything you think about it when it comes to Ononaki and action RPGs. Second video we're going to watch is a quick 2-minute video again for Death Stranding, showcasing Heartman, who's a character in the game. Now, for transparency reasons, me and Chevy have already watched this. As soon as I saw it, I had to watch it, and I had to show Chevy, just because this is like the first time we're getting like a clip from the game that's not a trailer. It's just straight out of the game. So you're kind of seeing what cinematics might be like. But have you seen this?
No.
Chris, have you seen this?
No.
Ooh, okay. No. Are you fucking
I
serious?
think he's just under the mindset of avoiding everything in case we're watching it.
Yeah.
Pretty
that's fair.
much.
I appreciate
Pretty
that.
much.
Yeah, so we're going to watch this. We'll discuss it afterwards. And yeah, I mean, Death Stranding is coming out. People are all excited for it. Some people aren't, I guess. I saw some of them on Twitter really
Very anti-Kojima people.
really pissed off about this guy's name and not knowing anything about him. Just didn't like his name. So they're like, fuck that. Kojima's dumb. And I'm like, man, you guys exist. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
I mean, the way you said it, he did sound like a Mega Man villain. Heartman.
That is the joke that people keep saying. That and yeah, that's the low hanging fruit. But also somebody's like, why isn't he just vending machine man? I'm like, because that's a dumb idea, and his idea is good, so that's why he's Kojima and you're not. Anyway, there is a reason behind the name though, and apparently it's because this dude dies every 21 minutes. And while he's dead, he is searching for his dead wife and daughter, and then he's resuscitated to further his research, I guess. So very, very Kojima in that
What
sense.
the fuck?
Yeah, it's when I heard that, I was like, that sounds like a Kojima thing. Also, something worth throwing out there too is Nicholas Winding Refn. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. I believe he's Swedish. He's a director. He actually plays this character, which is kind of cool because as Kojima has been doing what he's been doing for so long, he's gained attention from many of like movie directors. So it's kind of cool to see, Guillermo del Toro and now the guy who directed Drive and like Valhalla Rising and stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of that guy's movies, but really cool to see them like jumping into this game. So yeah, anything you guys want to say on this before we hop into it? Chris?
I can't say anything.
Yeah.
I say this is Death Stranding is one of my most exciting games that I'm excited for this year that I know nothing about.
No one knows anything about it.
Right. Well, like,
We're all watching it and we're all just like, I don't know what's happening.
well, that and the thing is, we all know how I deal with media, game media. I usually, if I'm excited for it, I don't watch really anything.
You do
on
like
that
skip
road.
trailers and stuff, yeah, which is really interesting.
Because I'd rather just get those pieces myself.
Yeah, I'm like that when it comes to when I'm playing a game. I'm not looking at wikis, and I have like I know a lot of people who are the opposite. And there's obviously to each their own. Just don't spoil it for me. But there are people as soon as the game comes out, they're looking up the best build and what's going to happen at chapter 8 or like all this shit, and they're like, oh, you make sure when you get to this point you do this. I'm like, I just want to experience the game for the first time.
That's funny because like depending on the game, that'll change my approach to how I play it too. Because a lot of games I'll just go in blind, but like I'm replaying 10 right now, and there are moments where I'm like, I've done this in the past. I don't have to do this again. Like I'm just gonna get the wiki for this moment. I can do that
For sure. I mean, I'm playing through 10 right now, and when it comes to like the fucking temples, I'm not fucking with that. What are you fucking high? As soon as I did the first 2, I'm like, never again.
Well, that the Cloister of Trials, is that what
Yes.
they're called?
All of them, dude.
Yeah.
Those things are garbage.
Damn.
We're going to talk about it. I have a lot to say on it, but if anything, for people who like puzzles, they put a lot of work into it. So I just don't like puzzles in games. It ruins the flow for me personally, but I won't go into my opinion on it. Anyway, Heartman, you guys ready?
Yep.
Mega Man 13 or 17 is coming out.
Whatever
This is what
number
this.
we're on.
Yeah. All right,
12.
Chris, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, and go.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
No luck. Visit 218,550. Oh, sorry. Where were we? I may be used to the 21-minute cycle, but for a first-time face-to-face meeting, there's just too much to cover in one go-around.
Can't be easy living like this.
Yes. And no. Now that I'm acclimated to it, it isn't especially, onerous. Defecation, pollution, nutrition. Most of life's basic functions
looks
fit
so
rather
good.
easily into a 21-minute time slot. Sleep is the tricky one. And intercourse, I suppose. Verbal or physical. Not that someone in my position has to worry much about either. Do you read, Sam? Listen to music. Watch films? You know, I keep busy. I have a collection of music, television shows, some very interesting short films, and stories. Everything consumable within a 21-minute window. All from before the Death Stranding, of course. But honestly, the 21 minutes I spend here, all downtime, nothing more. Time spent waiting to go back to the search. My body may be present, but my soul is on the beach. I'm already dead.
Okay, I'm Kojima fanboy, so that alone, I don't even know what they're talking about, and I got chills from that. But I'm biased.
One thing I'd really like to say is he mentioned this happened after the Death Stranding.
Yep.
So that makes me think that Death Stranding is this event that happened to the world or to their, or, you know, to them. Which is that's actually kind of a neat little tidbit to know.
That's actually one thing when me and Chevy watched it, we noticed was like, oh, so the title's not just something that sounds cool; it's a thing.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to hear it verbalized in some kind of contextual sense. So yeah.
Yeah, so that was my biggest takeaway. I almost didn't like. I was just sitting there. I was too engrossed to even want to notice. Like I noticed the details and stuff, but I really wanted to hear what he said, and I was really like, I was already stoked to just even see that. So
Yeah.
that was awesome. He's played well, and I think his fucking mechanic's cool.
I do too. Like obviously earlier I made the joke about like, yeah, it's well, all the things people are talking about shit, but like I do think there's like something really intriguing about the idea of somebody who is using death as a way, and we don't know how death works obviously in this game. Kojima's talked about it multiple times. There's a mechanic to it. You don't just die in this game. There's something to the game that happens, but this guy's using it you know, in almost, there's almost like a philosophical thing going on here when it comes to his whole dynamic that I think is really neat. One thing that you said that I also agree with is this guy's a director. I think he actually plays that part really well. I mean, he's like, seems really solid. I was listening to his lines. They're written well. The way he's talking, whatever, seems really good. I wouldn't expect that from a director. Directors typically are behind the, you know, camera telling people that was good, that was bad, or if they're bad directors, they're like, the fly in your face, I don't care, I'm keeping it in the movie. Troll 2. But or, you know, Super Mario Bros.
Bridge of the Lost Ark.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. But so that's really cool. I'm glad he's not just throwing his buddies in to just be in it and potentially be bad. I feel like he's probably gonna be a really interesting character. It's also kind of cool to hear Shmigus Regus talk. Although I'm starting to get this fucking, I'm starting to get the gist that Kojima likes people who talk low and blah blah blah. Because I heard him talk and I was like, until now I didn't think about that. But Snake, he talks a certain way. Fucking Big Boss, he talks a certain way. And now I'm listening to this guy and he's talking real low like this too. And I'm just like, I think you got a Christian Bale fetish. But yeah, outside of that, I think it's fucking gorgeous looking. Very clean. Same engine as
Horizon Zero.
I almost said Horizon Chase Turbo. I'm having a real fucking problem with those games. One's really good. I'll let you guys guess. But yeah, everything about that is really exciting for me. It's very vague. We still don't know anything about it, but we're now starting to get tidbits of the Death Stranding. He also said returning to the Surge, being on the beach, which is something that we kind of saw in the original teaser before the engine was even chose on what they're going to make the game on. So we are starting to get some tidbits towards what this game will offer. But my biggest takeaway, outside of pretty much what you said, which I agree with 100%, is I am one of the people. Metal Gear Solid is my favorite series of all time. So all of them, I love them all. And I am a big fan of Kojima playing director and making me watch 20-minute cutscenes while also playing a really fun game. I'm not just okay with it, I want that. I love that. It's one of my favorite things about Metal Gear Solid is just getting those long cutscenes that are fucking just amazing. And so seeing him return to form in this, and we're actually getting cutscenes again and not just like those weird audio logs and stuff that we got in 5, which I thought was a misstep because that game plays amazing. It's one of the most fun Metal Gear Solids out there. Then the story's there, but it wasn't shown in the way that it could have been. This looks like he's going back to form, his original form of making cinematic games, and I am so excited for that. So yeah, everything about this I loved, and I can't wait for it.
I mean, I don't even know what I can really add to that. It's really just, it is a very good looking game. It was nice to see something that wasn't cut up into a million pieces to be designed for a trailer, and
with the fucking song going and it's like everything's fucking like the guns are going with it.
Yeah,
people are getting crazy with trailers nowadays.
Fucking playing Darude Sandstorm and fucking guns are going on.
Anyway, sorry.
I was just essentially it. Looks good. The mocapping's good and the voice acting's good and whatnot. I don't really have like the connection the same way you do, so I can't really add anything else to it.
Death Stranding, dude. I got an umbilical cord fucking connected to Kojima, feeding off of his creations,
His nutrients.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mother's milk. I'm just going further because I'm just watching Chris slowly just deteriorate. Chris, thoughts on what I just said and the game?
I will agree to a polite interest. It does seem really intriguing. I like the concept of this character, and I want to see where it fits in the story. The story is definitely like the biggest pull for everybody, but it's really intriguing to me. I want to know what's going on. I don't really play a lot of Kojima games, to be honest. I haven't played hardly any of the Metal Gear Solid games, to my own demise, I'm sure. But this one really has me piqued because I kind of like the idea of like this like kind of like philosophical concept of death and whatnot. So I want to know where they're going with it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like we all know, even people who don't really play Kojima games have heard, especially with Metal Gear Solid 2, he can get pretty fucking out there. To the point where even if you're a big fan of the games he makes, you're still just like, I don't know what's happening. I don't get it. Or you'll beat the game and go, what? And then you have conversations and through years of teamwork, you start kind of unfolding what the fuck he was laying on us. And I do feel like he's become much better about that. Maybe he's not doing drugs or something. I don't know. Maybe he was. I don't know. Because he did some fucking really crazy shit with too. But he definitely can go to crazy places, and what we're seeing with this game, I think is really opening up where Kojima's mind can go. It's a pretty open template with all the stuff that we're seeing. Things having to do with death, and in my opinion, looks like interdimensional stuff going on. So it's hard to even fathom where this game's going to go, what we're going to get with it. So it's nice to see two characters just stop and talk to each other. And I, felt bad about him talking about fucking the intercourse thing. That was kind of weird.
Now, because I'm maybe a little bit behind on trailers and stuff, is that the first time you see like an indoor clean area?
Yeah, kind of. I can't really think because the last one they showed a lot of outdoor stuff. They showed Leia Sado and Schmegus Rigas hanging out in that like little cave thing, and then he's like running in a field, getting chased by like dog catchers.
Yeah, like that's what I remember. And then there's like one where he's
got a ladder, and I'm like, that's a great feature. And it's just a ladder, but I'm a fanboy, so I'm like, that's genius.
But yeah, so like I remember like a lot of mountainous running and stuff like that. So like that was the first time in my opinion, you saw him relax on like a couch, Smeagol Rodriguez.
Yeah,
and
I hope for people who are not in on that joke, you guys understand what we're talking about at this point.
Yeah,
because I haven't even clarified it.
But yeah, it was kind of cool to see that too, the different environment. So it'd be I'm excited, man. I can't wait to see where this goes.
You think there's going to be any, I guarantee there'll be at least one, any Easter eggs from Metal Gear Solid and Death Stranding? Like a box you might jump into real quick.
I want him to say Metal Gear.
That's a little on the nose.
I know, but like, even in like passing.
Like he's like you get like when you first get the vehicle, they're like, now reach in and turn the Metal Gear, and you go Metal Gear.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, that's it.
Yeah.
That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
But something like at one point in the game, maybe fucking you find a box you can get into or something would be kind of interesting to see, because he can't be too on the nose because Konami owns the rights to all that shit. But he's always had references to so many things in his game, so it'd be kind of weird to.
I was gonna say, I think there's Zona Enders references in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Well, I mean, even Ubisoft has referenced Metal Gear Solid at this point. After that thing, they had Splinter Cell, fucking Sam Fisher talk about. He's like, "Oh, I'm the only one left now," and I was like, "That's actually kind of sad." That like made me feel bad. That like Ubisoft was like, "It's just us now."
Gone.
Siphon Filter wasn't even a stealth game. That was just a shock your balls off game. You like ran like you had a stick in your ass, and then you go, they go, oh, and like they go, and just light on fire. That's what everybody did in that game. I don't
remember the second level.
No one does.
All I did in the first level was just fucking kill people with a taser.
Everyone played the demo or bought the game and did the tasering. That's it. That game needs to be called Taser Filter. Anyway, Death Stranding. Anything else you guys want to say on it? Looks clean, crisp, gravelly voices, no intercourse for people who die every 21 minutes. And yeah, really cool shit. Let us know in the comments what you think about this teaser for Heartman. What do you think about him as a character? What do you think about the game? Are you excited for this game? I'm sure you are. A lot of people are. If you're not, let me know why. Yeah, what's your overall thoughts on Death Stranding? And yeah, let me know everything you think about in the comments below. Last thing we're going to watch, and I want to emphasize before we watch this, QuakeCon has happened, and some videos come out from it. When I looked it up, the only thing that I see most people talking about is Doom Eternal. So if there's something that was shown at QuakeCon that we don't cover that you'd like us to cover, let us know in the comments sooner than later, then we can cover it as well. Hopefully before Tuesday, because I think Taste Tuesday would be the perfect day to do that. So yeah, we're going to be watching the full Doom Eternal gameplay presentation. This is them talking about Doom Eternal. I think they're going to talk about a couple other things too, some new modes and stuff. They're coming out for it. We're going to watch it, react to it, have discussion about it. And yeah, before we get into that, Wolfenstein has come out, the new one, whatever the fuck it's called. Youngbloods. It's been getting pretty mixed reviews, which was surprising to see. I played at E3. I had my concerns. I read on these reviews. My concerns with the game are still there. And so it's been kind of weird to see, because the last two Wolfenstein games have been very well received. I loved them. I know you liked them.
Fucking Wolfenstein 2 was hands down probably the best arcade FPS I've played in a long time. It's
one of the best like story-driven shooters I've played in years. Easy. So hearing this, I'm like, it sucks. And the things I was worried about when I played it, people are still saying like, yeah, it's like that. I'm like, fuck, that sucks. So I might pick that up later. I don't know. It's one of those games I'm gonna wait on because like I said earlier, it's fucking buy games playing. Regardless of that, id related. There's some other things they talked about, but when it comes to Doom, what are you guys' thoughts on this new one coming out? Did you guys play Doom 2016?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did as well. Chris didn't.
I haven't played any Doom.
I would have assumed you fucking beat that game as soon as it came out. Chris loves Doom.
Can't you see the Doom posters on my wall?
Just white
everywhere.
Yeah. You told me you hadn't even played any of the Doom games, and I was like, what? It's crazy.
Not even like Doom 2 in the computer lab at school. That somebody
Chris didn't go to school. There's a lot of things we're learning about him.
just rommed onto the fucking
He's
thing.
just so naturally smart and talented. He didn't need school. See, it wasn't weird.
Nice cover.
Yeah. Anyway, so me and you played Doom 2016. I think we can both agree it was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Really good. That game did better than I could have ever even fucking imagined. Like, I played it, I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. And then everybody's like, this game's fucking amazing. And then people who don't play first or years are like, I fucking love Doom 2016. I was like, whoa. That's crazy.
Dude, man, like from the opening cutscene when you bust out of the coffin, from that part on, you're like, yeah, the Doom guy's a badass. Like, he doesn't.
Yeah, the game's like no
around.
bullshit. It's just you're locked down. Some crazy shit happens real quick. They don't spend a whole lot of time on story. And it's just like, and fucking you just get a gun and start just murdering shit. I'm like,
gain health
damn.
by executing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was straight up like it got my blood up. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill this thing.
God,
Is that what you call it? Your blood?
My blood up, dude.
blood boner.
Yeah. Blood boner. I mean, that's what that game is a blood boner. The whole game. As soon as it starts, that music just and fucking it's just like murder. And I'm like, okay, and then it's just awesome. And they're all demons and shit. So you're just like, fuck you, pieces of shit. So it was great. So yeah, this game I'm very much looking forward to.
Me too.
I'm assuming you as well. You guys got any interest in it?
I mean, not to play, not at all. I do.
Damn.
I do think it's
Shut it down.
I do think it's visually, a very appealing game. I know people love it, but I just not really my style. So
Yeah. That's that. Chris wants to play it real bad face.
Pew pew, shooters, yeah, woo.
You're shooting into the air. You need to aim forward.
I know some of those demons fly, all right?
Okay,
Pew,
fair.
pew,
Fair. You
pew.
don't gotta yell at me. I know they fly. Don't tell me they don't. All right, so we're gonna watch this 16 minutes, a little bit of a sit, and we will react to it. I know, just also, at least me, Chevy, and Chris, I think, sat and watched the trailer for the Doom Eternal that was like kind of like the cinematic cutscene where he's like walking and grabbing people and using them to fucking open doors and shit.
Yeah.
I thought that was really badass. Like it was even cooler than the first game. So really excited for stuff like that. I'm really excited for badasses killing demons. Chris, you ready?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1, and go.
And now, QuakeCon, it's the moment you've been waiting for.
I have not been waiting for this.
Doom Eternal. Let's do it.
Why is everybody on stage fucking crazy? It's one time, man.
Yeah, there's a sword in this. I was just taking that. Yes!
Yes!
Yeah, I turned this up. I didn't realize. When you talk about who fucks that? He's a ghost again. There's 100 taste casts in, and the ghost reveals himself
Thank
today.
you. Thank you all so much. Just you make the.
I thought that was Phil Spencer for a second. What
You're
the
very
fuck are you
sweet.
doing?
You're legends. I'll be Keanu. You're a legend.
die. Just let it die. Let it die.
It works for him, not so much for me.
Yeah, thank God.
I got to tell you, because of stuff like that, the
judging.
time we get with all of you here at
Fuck these
QuakeCon is
people.
really a highlight of the year for our team. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for being here, for watching online.
You're
and
welcome.
for your continued support. We have got a ton to cover on Doom Eternal. But first, you may have heard we are celebrating a very special milestone this year, the 25th anniversary of Doom.
That's crazy. I'm old.
That's right. We kicked things off several months ago with the launch of the Slayers Club. This is an awesome, I know we got some Slayers Club members in the house, right? Very good.
That guy.
It is an awesome hub for everything Doom
Just
at
him.
SlayersClub.com.
I'm the Slayer.
You have to check it out for all the latest news, information, fun community events, activities, and a lot of giveaways.
You can even see some great in-game items in Doom Eternal for participating. But we're here because those original games were just so damn fun, right?
Even that game,
Yeah.
right when you start up in the
You know,
very first
we've
Doom, it's
always
just
said
fucking.
how inspired we are by the
down,
original
down,
Doom
down,
and
down,
Doom
down,
2.
down, down,
And
down.
that inspiration continues through our
murdering
work
shit.
on Doom Eternal. So what
Fucking
better way
doors.
to celebrate
yeah.
the
That
year
sound
of
effect will
Doom
live with me for the rest
than
of my
bring
life.
Doom, Doom 2, and Doom 3 to platforms that need more Doom? Let's take a look.
Yeah, I saw this. I think it's already out. But it's like the whole thing.
You're getting a lot of shit. 'cause-
Oh, really?
Well, because at first, Bethesda backtracked on it. They made you sign into BethesdaNet
Oh, God.
to play even like Doom and Doom 2. There it is. There's that song.
Oh, Doom 3, cool.
Yeah. And
Is there a
then-
mod out? I know it's the way the game's supposed to be fucking played, but is there a mod out there for Doom 3 where you can hold the flashlight and a gun? I know it's scarier when you gotta have one or the other, but like it's just not realistic.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, so Bethesda backtracked on it. They're like, oh, that was meant for this. It's going to be, only if you wanted it. So that's going to be your choice now. Is that Doom on the phone?
Oh, yeah.
Doom,
His
Doom
things
2.
are
Yes.
way better than Doom.
Doom,
on phones,
Doom
huh?
2, and Doom 3 on PlayStation
Doom
4,
on the
Xbox
phone.
One mobile, and
It's like you're
Switch.
just faking that.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, Doom on the
Absolutely, and
phone,
those are all
y'all?
available
Paid for our
today.
reactions. Is that Doom on the phone?
Oh my God, is that Doom on a phone?
Yeah, we thought it was about time our console friends had a chance to rip and tear as well.
That's cool.
You're
I
welcome.
would want that just for the collection aspect of it, but I played Doom
In
so
fact,
much, I
all of
couldn't
you
imagine.
here at QuakeCon, you get to play
playing
all
through
of
it
them
again.
on the Nintendo Switch this weekend over in the Bethesda booth. So you definitely want to check that out. Absolutely, you're going to love it. But they aren't the only Doom games playable at QuakeCon this year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
We brought you our demo of Doom Eternal. We were honored to win a ton of E3 awards and nominations, including Best Action Game. So we knew we had to bring it to QuakeCon for you guys. I gotta tell you though, we packed a lot into that demo, and it only scratches the surface of what you'll see and do in Doom Eternal.
From the first kill in the game to the final boss fight,
Absolutely.
you will go on a
What's
journey
that?
unlike anything you've experienced in a
robot.
Doom game before. In fact, here's an exclusive look at one of our favorite new Doom demons in Doom Eternal. Check
Demons.
this out.
Power went out.
I was like, fuck, do we get to look at it or we gotta...
This is like a codex type thing.
I thought you would appreciate the century I chose. The great Argadon wonders from the Telos realm. The long thought to be extinct, created to hunt only the Slayer and the Nut Sentinels during the unholy crusades. Some improvements on the design of the game. Enjoy what is undoubtedly my finest work.
Aftermarket parts, dude.
Tokyo Drift Demon, baby.
Fucking A. I was gonna say, that guy looks like a real son of a bitch.
Something like that out of anything.
Wow, there's mechanical demons, a lot of them. I don't know about the missile shit though.
Talking all you need every single thing.
Get those. That guy's warming up. The guy with Splinter Cell fucking goggles on. Behind him in the dark.
That guy is called the Doom Hunter, and he's totally awesome, and you're gonna love fighting against him. It's sick.
It is sick, definitely.
That's
And we'll have even more from the campaign leading up to our launch on November 22nd. But we want to talk about the totally new online experience for Doom Eternal, Battlemode.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
This is what I was reading about earlier. Still kind
from
of
the very beginning, our
mixed on
vision
it.
has been to create an engaging and competitive multiplayer mode that has varied pacing, tons of drama, and deep strategy. And we had to look no further than the single-player campaign to find all the ingredients we needed. Battlemode is built from the same Doom combat DNA that you know and love, where skill and power of one fully loaded Slayer takes on the teamwork of two player-controlled demons.
And I tell you, playing as a demon is a great change of pace from playing as a Slayer. Each playable demon is simple to understand, totally unique, and allows for different play styles and strategies. We're going to take a closer look at a few to start.
Couldn't you play the demons in 2016?
I don't know. That one had like almost like a baby version of Quake as multiplayer, and it was fun. But I think it's cool they're trying to do something on their own.
With 5 playable demons and 6 unique maps at launch, Battlemode is a whole new way to play Doom. To start, let's take a closer look at its playable characters. The Revenant, one of the most versatile and agile demons. His jetpack and dash allow you to move quickly through the environment. His shoulder-mounted rockets deliver consistent firepower, while his special attack,
like
a targeted rocket
or
barrage,
something, or like
delivers
pick something
heavy,
up and transform
long-range
into it or
damage.
something.
The Pain Elemental.
Shit.
His ability to fly gives him a bird's-eye view, making it easier to track the Slayer and attack from the air. But that makes him more vulnerable when he's not using his rechargeable soul shield. The Mancubus. Big, beefy, and badass.
The Mancubus.
He's got heavy cannons, flamethrowers, and tons of health. All of which make him lethal in a close-quarters fight with the Slayer.
It's like a straight dickhead.
While he's not the most mobile demon, his smoke bombs can obscure his position or flush out an elusive Slayer.
So they're fighting
But demon
NPCs while you fight
goes
them,
beyond
right?
their individual abilities. All the demons in Battlemode can drop hazards that damage the Slayer, as well as summon different combinations of AI-controlled demons that behave and fight just like you expect from the campaign.
I'd say it'd be really lame if there's just you versus 2 guys.
Dropping hazards and summoning demons is controlled through a summoning wheel, allowing you to use these critical tools quickly when under fire.
So this kind of strategy evolved with being demon, which is pretty cool.
In battle mode, players take control of a fully loaded Slayer with all his guns, mods, and equipment. Just like in single player, the Slayer must aggressively manage not just the demons in the arena, but also their resources. Glory kill demons to replenish health, chainsaw to gain ammo, and torch demons to add armor. But be aware, each demon player has a slow charging ability to block those resources for a short time during the round. A perfectly timed resource block can put the Slayer on the ropes.
Interesting.
It is interesting. It's kind of cool they've tried to find a way to do a multiplayer mode that still kind of feels like the single player.
Thank you. That's a great example of where the depth of Battlemode's gameplay and meta strategies start to go beyond character fundamentals to create moments of incredible pacing and drama. Let's take a look, starting with something simple like player outlines.
Demons can always see the Slayer, even through walls. But if the Slayer is able to break line of sight, his outline vanishes. Each arena has been designed to allow a clever Slayer to use the environment to become invisible and then flank the demons. This can change the pace of a match from a head-to-head brawl to a game of cat and mouse, that leads to a surprise attack and then back to a brawl. Every arena is also designed with 2 portals facing each other at opposite ends that can only be used by the Slayer. As Slayers learn to use the portals to flank the demons, the tactic can be countered by demon players who drop hazards, or AI demons on the other end. Working together is critical for the demons. When alone, a player demon doesn't typically stand a chance against a Slayer with all his weapons and speed. So Slayers try to isolate a demon, take it out, and move on to the next. The demons can counter by staying close and working together. There are also important strategies for the Slayer to master. In the air, the Slayer is tough to hit, and the arenas have been designed with jump pads and monkey bars that a Slayer can use to traverse from one portal to the other without touching the ground, all while delivering damage to the demon players. Of course, the Slayer's need for ammo, armor, and health bring him back to the ground, so when he lands to chainsaw an enemy for more ammo, demon players can launch a coordinated attack. One of the most dramatic moments in every round is when a demon dies. Once the Slayer has eliminated one demon, a respawn timer begins, and the Slayer has 20 seconds to eliminate the other demon to win the round. If he fails, the dead demon player rejoins the fight with half health. This quickly turns an all-out battle into a tense game of hide-and-seek. Rounds are won when either the Slayer is killed or both player-controlled demons are killed. But strategy extends between rounds as well. Players choose upgrades, abilities, and even super weapons in later rounds. In a best-of-5 match, if either side can win just one round, they gain access to power items, like player demons being able to summon the Baron of Hell, or Slayers gaining the BFG.
That was a big gun.
See, notes like that, I always like when people do it and try to make their own thing,
So
but
good,
the success of
we
them
can't
is
wait for you to play
always
it. We're so
up in the
excited
air.
about Battle Mode. We know you want a competitive experience that's fun and full of drama, and we know you want it to look and feel just like Doom. So with 5 playable demons, plus the fully jacked Slayer competing across 6 totally
That's
unique
his
maps,
name.
there's going to be tons for every player to master.
And I'll tell you, this is just the beginning for us. After launch, we'll be regularly releasing even more playable demons and maps, of course, all for free. Yeah.
Free is good.
Good.
You're gonna like it. It's a ton of fun to play. And honestly, it takes an incredible team of people at id to create all of the stuff that we get to show you up here. We've got a lot of them in the audience. I'd love for them just to stand up real quick, wave. A lot of them are wearing Battlemode t-shirts. There we go. Many of them will be working the Doom demo, so if they're wearing a Battlemode t-shirt, they're probably from id or work with us at Bethesda, so give them a handshake and thank them. They'll really, really appreciate it. We really want to thank all of you for joining us today.
Now
We hope
everybody's
you're as
just gonna be
excited
fucking shaking your hand
about
and be
Doom
like,
Eternal and
okay,
Battlemode
thanks.
as we are. We really are. And we can't wait for you to play them both when they launch on November 22nd.
Yeah. But before we go,
So,
There's always a little bit more.
let's take one last look at the game, including
there's a lot of
2
games dropping
more
at the end of this
playable
fucking year.
demons that I think you're gonna love. One of them's the Archvile,
September.
and the other one is the
September's gonna be
Marauder.
bad.
Have a great QuakeCon.
Thank you.
Have a great Qui-Gon. Damn. The beef.
Big boy.
Round 1. Round 2.
What a even Mortal Kombat.
Right?
Mega
Big
Mind.
brain boy.
I like it. I think it has way more of an identity as a multiplayer mode for Doom than the last one, which I did enjoy, but it reminded me a lot of Quake, except for not as robust. Okay, so what do we think of what we saw?
I mean, it looks cool. I'm glad they are getting creative with the multiplayer mode and trying to give it an identity. I mean, like you've been kind of saying, the last one was borrowing an identity for the most part with some flair from Doom, and this one actually feels like they're trying to make a Doom multiplayer. So, I mean, it's interesting. It's really hard for me to comment too much on it because I don't enjoy versus multiplayer in shooters. So, but it does look like it has a lot of neat ideas. I like the idea that the demons are weaker, but they both have to be dead for the Slayer to win. So it does add strategy as long as it works in game the way it works on paper. I think it'll be a fun mode for people to play. As far as the single player, it was just more of what we've already seen. It's a cool looking game. I'm sure it'll be more of what people wanted out of Doom. So.
Now, to clarify for people who might be new to the channel or watching this for the first time, last time you're like, fuck you guys, I'm out of here. Respectful. Chevy is like the Miyamoto Musashi of FPSs. He's killed so many people and had such high kill death ratios that he swore to never kill another one again. So he will not allow himself to be in this Doom mode because he will obliterate everybody. And it's just not fun for people. He's responsible and he's swore it off. I respect him for that. He's not having any of it. Regardless of that, I'm stoked for it. Earlier we've been hanging out today, and I kind of brought it up. I was reading on my phone, and we talked about it a little bit, me and you. And I was kind of like, I don't know. Like, it sounds kind of cool, but at the same time, I don't know. What I read said it was going to be 1 demon, 2 slayers, but I could have swore they said 2 demons.
They did say 2 demons.
So if they're saying it, I trust them and not whatever asshole I was reading from. But so that is more interesting to me. Modern Warfare, the new Call of Duty also has like a 2v2 mode, so it almost seems like people are making these like more intimate sessions, which I'm interested in. I like that kind of stuff. But the biggest thing here is I think this is really just kind of like adding more identity to the surprise hit of what was the last Doom game. Before, I'm sure they weren't thinking about the multiplayer as much as like just we need to have some kind of shoot each other mode. But this one, they're like, how can we bring that single player Doom experience to multiplayer? Let's let them fight big boss demons. Well, let's let people fucking control that. Let's make a whole system to that. Kind of what they were explaining. It's not just shoot each other and kill each other. There is skill there, and they said that. They're like, we want this to feel, very skill based, and like, the demons are able to plan strategically with like not allowing you to, get your health back in a certain amount of time, being able to essentially cast spawns or whatever and use their moves, versus the Doom Slayer is going to have weapons upgrades and the ability to lose line of sight with you and use that to their advantage, and mobility, which I think is very important. I mean, that's just an id staple in general, and that's one reason I'm a huge Quake fan, is the jumping all over the place shit that I love so much. So to see that be talked about as like a strategy of being hard to hit because you're flying around like what they said, like the monkey bars and jump pads and stuff, is really fucking cool. So I went from talking to you earlier going like, I'm not so sure about that, to now going like, I think it's pretty cool looking. I just need to see it apparently and have it explained more thorough. So the game itself, like you said, more of the same. Was excited for it, still excited for it, but the multiplayer mode, definitely welcome, and I hope it does well. They got the right strategy, saying they're going to be releasing more content for free. It's the right way to go. Keeps the community together. I'm not opposed to people releasing map packs and making you pay for them, but I think it is a smarter, more welcoming feature to get your money and then give you more content later that will keep you and your friends playing together in their game, and not you jump ship to another game, which is what they don't want. So really smart, really cool, and everything about it seems awesome.
I kind of wonder if the more intimate tone that we're seeing with the multiplayer mode in this, and then like you said with the new Call of Duty,
which is looking pretty cool,
is kind of like coming off of like Dead by Daylight, because I know that game keeps like growing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe they're like, people are like, well, there's a formula in there we want to borrow from, and you're kind of seeing that. I don't know if that's the case or not, but
Well, that's what I kind of thought was the inspiration for this one in particular.
Yeah.
The Call of Duty one reminds me of, there's a mode in Halo Guardians that's like arena based. You just get thrown in with another team and you kill each other or grab a flag and put it down. And that's how you win. You either eliminate the team, and they're like 2-minute matches. I actually really liked it a lot when I played that for a little bit. And so when I saw Modern Warfare doing it, I'm like, okay, they're kind of doing that. And I dig that because you have like a time limit. Get this match done with and just move into the next match and win quick. It's just like normal matches, only faster. And it's skill based. And games like that, people want to, I mean, like you have ranked modes typically in games like that, and people want to climb the ranks, and you know, me and my friend will kick you and your friend's ass, and it's just like for the most part friendly competition. A lot of times it's not. We all know or have had those experiences, those people and those experiences. So this seems like it's a bit of those smaller arena based modes, but also the whole 1v4, 1v3, 1v whatever the fuck modes that do exist. That was my first thought when I heard about it earlier. I was like, oh, so they're kind of doing like a versus, but with two people. Is kind of weird to think about because it seemed really small. But now when I heard it's 2v2, it makes way more sense.
Well, I thought it was 2v1. And then the 2 can also spawn NPCs. It's just the Slayer is really powerful versus the...
Oh, it's the one Slayer.
One Slayer, 2 demons.
Okay. That's where I got it mixed up. Yeah, because I knew it was 1v2, but then I thought it was 1 demon, 2 Slayers. Makes sense. Okay, so it is still like that, which kind of reminds me, like I said, like what you were saying, games like Dead by Daylight. Oh, God, the one that's not around anymore, the one where you hunt... the fucking Evolve. Dude, Evolve, thank you. And games like that. There's other games like that. I'm not going to go down all the whole list of it, but definitely seems inspired by that for sure. But yeah, it has to be inspired by that. But it's just cool because, like I said, it almost feels like it's bringing that Doom experience to a versus mode
for sure.
That's not just shoot each other. So.
I mean, I've been stoked for this game. When we talked about it earlier, I was like, whatever, to be honest, for the battle mode. Just because I was thinking, like, it'll probably just be a weird rehash of the mode, just another, baby version of something that could be. But the way they're explaining it sounds like that they've put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah.
Being able to have that Counter-Strike cash system,
Yep.
Being able to get stuff for the next round. Is really awesome. Like it kind of makes every round go a little differently, and every time you play a little differently. Them rolling out new demons and stuff like that, I think is gonna be really fucking cool. I like how they have the maps strictly for that mode. So because sometimes they just like cut a piece of like the single player maps and then they just throw you in it.
Or if there's like traditional multiplayer, they'll take one of those maps and throw it over there, which I'm not opposed. More maps, the better. But like when they're actually making it for that mode, they're thinking about that mode, so you're gonna have a better experience.
Yeah. How mobile and how like the Slayer still feels like badass because
I mean, if it's him versus 2 demons, it almost is emphasizing he's more dangerous, which is interesting.
Yeah. So it's just. It sounds neat. I'm actually kind of interested in it now. So when that releases, we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, Chris.
It did look action packed for a shooter, as far as I've seen. Definitely more graphically like the gore, which is not a bad thing, but it's just there's a lot of it.
Oh yeah,
it's akin to like gore porn, I think. But it's not off-putting to me. It's intriguing. I think it's because it's demons. But graphically, it looks amazing. I haven't seen any kind of fantasy shooter like this well done in a while, personally. And then the multiplayer, like you guys are saying, it sounds like Dead by Daylight, but only if like the survivors could fight back more.
Yeah. So
it's intriguing. And I'm curious just to see what they're going to do other demons wise, and they're going to keep it balanced because there's a lot of emphasis on like adding more demons later on. But what are they going to do for the Slayer? Are they going to add anything for him in the future?
I would assume maybe like guns or upgrades, maybe. But it would be kind of weird if he was stagnant and the demons were the emphasis.
I honestly feel like he's probably just the base. And they just have to balance everything versus him.
Yeah.
So,
And adding new types of demons, since you're going to be working as a team with the demons, it almost seems like they're more emphasized.
Right.
Like I said, it almost is like flipping the roles of like he's the bad guy and they're the fucking people working together going, oh shit, the demons or the fucking Doomslayer's coming.
yeah, and it seems like if you want the challenge, you're going to play the demons because one-on-one with the Slayer, he's going to murder you, but you have the ability to spawn NPCs. You have the ability to like see him through walls and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
As long as you saw him go in there, you'll get that little bit of time
you'll
to
keep him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But I like that aspect of him as well because like one of my favorite modes ever, and the reason why I like Dead by Daylight so much was Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. They had the Spies versus Mercenaries mode. It's one of my favorite modes ever in online gaming. And in that you were 2 mercenaries who played in first person and 2 spies in third person. The spies were not lethal; they could knock you out, but that was about it. But they were sneaking around like vents and shit, and the mercenaries had machine guns. They're trying to kill you. But from first person, you're like looking up into vents and stuff, and it's really neat. And so stuff like that's always really resonated with me. And so watching the guy playing the Doomslayer be able to lose track of those people and like use that as a way to ambush them really kind of resonated with me. Outside of also jumping around a lot, I love jumping around in games. So sounds like something I would definitely want to play.
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm kind of all over the place right now.
Me too. It's hot as fuck between these two guys.
I do think this is something that you'll enjoy just because it does add strategy to also the chaotic shooting that is Doom. But I also was thinking that this is potentially something Chris might be able to play just because it does kind of give a Death by Daylight vibe. I don't know if he'd play the Slayer so much, but he might be interested.
You could team up and do the demon shit though. Because I think there would be strategy you could do. Like they said, there's the slow moving guy that can take a lot more rounds. People who fly and can see above and stuff like that. There's a lot of strategy that could happen there.
One demon stays alive, the other one can respawn.
Yeah,
they have to both be dead.
Which is again re-emphasizing Doomslayer is scary as fuck.
Yeah,
that he's just running around murdering guys, and you're like, stay alive, and you're fucking a demon. You're like, oh god, here he comes. I'm gonna stay alive for 20 more seconds. And the other guy's like, come on, get me back. Like it's weird that it's the demons going, oh fuck.
When it's going to give you an opportunity for stressful moments and clutch victories and stuff like that.
That drama that guy kept talking about, which I thought was a weird word, but I get it.
Very strange word, but yeah.
Because he's saying that, I'm thinking like, who's talking shit about Becky this time? Like, girl, that fucking demon could lose some weight.
The Mancubus.
The Mancubus should be a baby kiss. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say on that?
No.
It's looking pretty cool. Hopefully it doesn't have the same kind of mixed reviews when it comes out. I don't think it will. It looks like they're staying really close to what the other Doom did well, and I think that's very smart of them because that game, even to them, was a big surprise hit. So really excited for it. Single player is looking awesome. Even now talking about the multiplayer even further has gotten me even more excited even than when I just watched it. So looking really cool. Let us know in the comments what you think about Doom Eternal. Are you excited for it? You're not excited for it? Did you play Doom 2016? So interesting that game. It's just called Doom 2016 because it's just Doom, but at least this one's Eternal. More excited about the same or less excited from what we saw? And what do you think about the battle mode? Does it sound cool to you? Sound interesting? Does not sound cool at all. It's not really your cup of tea. If you are interested in it, would you prefer to play the demons or would you play the Doom Slayer more so? And what kind of features, demons and all sorts of shit would you like to see them implement into that? And would you like traditional multiplayer, which I don't know if they'll have it or not. They didn't really talk about that, but I wouldn't be surprised either way if they just emphasized this mode or had both. But yeah, let me know everything you're thinking about when it comes to Doom Eternal and QuakeCon. If there's anything that we missed, let us know in the comments. But that's going to do it for this episode of Tastecast, episode 98. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook at Tasty Loot Gaming. Check out me and Chris on Twitch, and only Twitch for a little bit. Tasty Senpai, all one word. That's me. Tasty_fruit. That's Chris. I think our ban on YouTube streaming should be up soon. We should probably look into that.
Yeah.
So when that is up, I'll be dual streaming again. I do plan on streaming soon. The reason I haven't streamed this month is because I'm playing a story-oriented JRPG that I really just want to experience on my own.
I think once we get settled, maybe we should stream Dragon Quest Builders 2 or something.
That'd be cool. I'd be down. It's a good idea, Chevy. Miyamoto Musashi of FPSs. Yeah, we got a Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. And we are on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms if you prefer to listen to us. Real quick reminder as well that this week will be hectic. We have Tasty Tuesday, we have Plus Club, and we have Game of the Month coming out this week. Hopefully before Thursday, because I like to get those episodes out before the end of the month, but it's going to be fucking packed. We may do a Taste Cast, we may not. That's a lot of episodes to do in 1 week. You guys understand whatever we do, but just stay tuned. We got a lot of content coming out for you guys. But yeah, until then, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Chris.
Until the next episode, whatever the fuck that's going to be, have a good week, guys, and take it easy.